Hello and welcome back. In this module, we'll be talking about definition of graphic design, design concept, design theme, elements of design, and principles of design. These things are actually they're going to serve as immunization for us. These things are basics for us to learn and know, and they are going to keep us going through any of our designs, any of the aspects of graphic design that we so choose to um, deal in. So when we learn these things, we'll be sure to know what to do and what not to do, things to do and things to avoid. So let's get started. Welcome back. The first thing we'll be looking into is the definition of graphic design. Graphic design describes the visual representation or translation of information, idea, or message using various and varied graphic elements which are arranged together to create a communicative object. Yeah, this is all English. But in essence, what this tells us, or what I am just trying to tell us about graphic design, is when we say the visual representation or translation of information, there are some messages, some information that you want to pass to your audience, and there is just a way of passing through something to get to your audience. And the visual representation of every of those meanings that you want your audience to get, you are directing your audience to a particular message. So the way you package everything using graphic elements, the way you arrange them, that is appealing, that makes it appealing and make everything communicated to them. This process or this method is the major function, a purpose of graphic design. So, and it also works on aesthetics of passing a message or information to the audience by strategically implementing all the elements of graphic design. So, and when we talk about aesthetics, we talk about the beautification of that visual message, the visually passed message or information. And well, contrary to popular belief that graphic designers only make things beautiful, well, it is only the outcome of that job that it is, not the main uh, purpose or main job of a graphic designer. A graphic designer passes a message well in a communicative manner to the audience, but the outcome of everything makes it aesthetically appealing to the audience. So, in one word, graphic designers do a great job by passing information, idea, message, talk of anything, using different elements, different graphic elements, and following some principles to get to the audience. And there is actually there are difference between graphic design and visual design. But for the purpose of this course, which is a basic graphic design course, mainly a smartphone design course, we'll be limiting ourselves to the definition of graphic design or the usage of the word graphic design. So we won't be delving too much in graphic design, but sometimes I might use visual design because this course is mainly on visual design. And okay, let me say that visual design is just one part of graphic design. So let's take note of that. Visual design is one part of graphic design. So in the next module, we'll be talking about some other design terms. Welcome back. Next, we are going to be looking into what design concept means. Yeah, generally when we do designs, they pass different meanings. We design for different purposes. So these purposes actually imply, signify, stand for a concept on their own, like respectively. So what you're doing to design something is going to be different from what you'll be going to what you will be doing to design some other things. So in essence, design concept deals with the origin, functionality, or overall subject matter of a design. It also implies the overall design outlook or eventual narrative of a design. Like I said, what you'll be doing to design a particular for a particular purpose is going to be different from how you design for another purpose, because they have different purposes, like they have different things they want to pass across. So you cannot design uh two different things in the same way. Like you cannot pass the same message. Like the method of teaching mathematics, for example, is different from a method of teaching English language or social studies. They differ. In the same way, design also comes into place. Like you need to know what this is. The concepts are different. Now let's look into some examples. For example, let's link into these logos. The first one, World Web Wiz. As you can see, the name, the name sounds, the name sounds techish, and we can see what the logo looks like. Let's look at the second one, Adventure Academy. It sounds like, okay, academy. Academy sounds like a school, something related to education. And with the symbol on it, we can actually say that, okay, seeing a graduation cap, even if the name is not even there, the graduation cap gives it away that, okay, this logo stands for an educational body. It is different from the first one up there, World Web Wiz. So the two are different. Now coming to the third one, Icy Treats. Icy Treats, the name gives it away that, okay, this is something related to food or drinks or something. Okay, fine. Now looking at the symbol, we can see a cup and a plate of, ice cream scoops. So this also gives it away. Now look at the first, second, and third. The logos, whether the text or the symbols, they all differ in color, in symbols, in names, the way they sound, they all differ. So the concepts are different. The way the messages of the logos, the brands, the ways they are being passed, they differ. So this is one explanation on design concept. So the concept of a tech company is different from the concept of an educational body, and is different from the concept of a restaurant. So if you are designing anything for these different institutions, organizations, or businesses, or whatever purposes you're designing for, they all differ. So those things matter and you need to put them into consideration. Now let's look into another one. As you can see, the first one, it has a background of makeups, like makeup products. And the message therein says, wake up and make up. Now, look at the second one, which even if you have not read what is there, you would definitely know that, oh, this is an invitation card design. So the way the first one was designed is different from the way the second one was designed. So they all differ, and those concepts, the ways they were passed, they differ. So these things matter. Like you want to design a post ad or a flyer or a poster for a fashion business, a fashion show, or probably a sales going on, probably a flash sale or something. The way you're going to pass that message is going to be different from the way you'll be passing a poster or a flyer for an admission for a school. Those things differ. So those things, you need to put them into consideration. You need to know them, the elements you'll be using, the arrangements, and everything. You need to know those things before you start your design, because these things make up the overall design concept, and they need to be different. So that's that on design concept, and we'll be looking into something related to this in the next module. Next, let's talk about the design theme. The design theme implies the main message that the design wants to address or communicate to the audience. Like, what does that mean? Okay, when we look at the design concept, for example, there are some things that you notice either during a logo design or probably a sales design. You'd definitely have something to attract the attention of whoever you are getting the design to, the audience, in short. So that thing that actually attracts them stands for the theme. Majorly, it is usually in text form. Now let's look at this example. It's a flyer made for a school, and here the circled part, admission is open. First thing is, admission is open. Overall, it is larger than every other text on that design. Hence, that is the design theme. That is the theme of that design. It is larger. Apart from that, the color combination, either you use the same color or a combination of different colors. Now, in this case, admission is one theme, like admission is open is the overall theme of the design. Now, why they both carry, the admission carries a different color from is open, is to separate what message the design is passing. Now, the design itself passes a message on admission. Now, what happens to the admission? It is open. So the overall message is that admission is open. The first thing that attracts your attention to the design is admission. So you want to know, okay, what happens to admission? Then you come down, it is open. So that explains what design theme is. Let's move to the next module.